track that I need to learn all the jumps to get my timing down. So, you know, when we came out here, like I said, we didn't know what to expect. So, came out here, won my heat race. I said, boy, if I could just do that again in the main event, I think I can win this thing. Got another great start, and you know, led wire to wire, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it again this year.
That was a great win last year, David Bailey.
Well, it was amazing, really. I mean, a lot of people felt like the four-stroke would be competitive here and there, but boy, he proved it could be competitive on a hard, slick track. That's what we're looking at here tonight. As it dries out, he might be able to make it 2 for 2.
32nd board is up. Mikel Pachon in this one, along with Henry, Michael Craig, Lamson, Matasevich. His very first victory, his only 250 victory, was right here in Las Vegas. Back in 1990, the very first Supercross staged in Las Vegas. Pedro Gonzalez also in this one. Then we've got 4 arena cross riders. Grayson Goodman, Brad Woolsey, Cliff Palmer. Palmer's been looking well in the mid-pack. Also Michael Jones as the board goes sideways. Who will get the whole shot here in our first qualifying heat? They're off and rolling. Lamson to the inside. It's Pachon, number 16 of Team Suzuki, getting the whole shot. But right there, 2 Hondas. Michael Craig. Craig should be good in his hard pack. Steve Lamson takes the lead. Pachon to the inside, looking like a dirt tracker. Coming through the corner, David.
Pachon did look good. I like what Lamson did. I don't know if he meant to, but he had to go just outside of the groove into that loam. Kept a perfect power slide through it, able to hold off that position over Pachon.
Lamson, Pachon, Craig getting harassed right now.
Boy, Craig is really good on a track like this. Looked pretty good in practice. Pachon, though, yesterday had the fastest lap times unofficially.
17 Lamson, Pachon, and then you've got number 13 Craig, but right behind him is Grayson Goodman, the arena crosser, number 60, and then Doug Henry, number 19, passes Grayson Goodman. Remember, the top 4 get the transfer to the main event, so Henry now has moved into the 4th position with Goodman and no, it's Jeff Matasevich right there battling then with Goodman. He passes him into 5th. So the battle for the bubble right now, David, would be Matasevich versus Henry. I don't think Jeff can catch up with him.
I don't think so. Jeff was able to work his way around, and he's got that 4-stroke a lot more dialed in this year than he did last year as Craig makes a move.
Craig getting it by Pachon, and so the 2 Hondas out in front now. Steve Lamson, Team Honda. Michael Craig, Honda of Troy. Team Suzuki's Mikel Pachon trying to come back now on Craig.
That section they're just getting through right there. The leader, Lamson's tripling. Also, Henry's tripling. That's what allowed him to close in on this battle for second so fast. Really tight track. I like what they've done with it, though, Art. I mean, with the limited space here at the stadium, they have really gotten interesting out there with the track lanes, and they've got a few new obstacles we'll get to look at a little closer later on.
With Lammy pulling the lead, we're looking at 3rd and 4th right now, Pachon and Henry. On a track like this, does it make a big difference, David Bailey, to get one better gate selection? In other words, this battle right here, Henry and Pachon.
I don't know that it does, Art. Normally it would, but I think what we're going to see is the whole shot come from any number of like about 10 spots. So as long as you're up there and qualifying straight out of the heat, you should have a pretty good pick to the main on the gate.
Pachon, number 16, has had some good starts this season, but the finishes, the end result has not been there.
He had a really good race going. Lamson getting all sideways. It's very slick, but he's pushing it. Pachon, that is, had a great opportunity to maybe win St. Louis. He pulled away. It looked like he was gone, and he got a little tired.
Back to our leader, Steve Lamson. He was injured for the first 4 races of the season. The last 4, though, he's shown improvement that many expected to this season. A 13th, a 9th, and a 5th, and a 4th, his best of the year in the last race.
Looking at Lamson right here, he's getting some pressure now from behind. Henry's changed the complexion of this battle.
Henry moves by number 16, Mikel Pachon. Henry now might put pressure on Michael Craig before the end of this heat race.
That's the section where he's making up the time. He's making it up a little bit here and there, but he's making a lot up in that straightaway leading up to the finish. That's a good place to make up time. I always say that, but it's a great place to have a good line in your pocket.
So Lamson still our leader, Lammy, with control. has a 2.5-second lead on Michael Craig. Looks like Craig is picking up a little bit now with Henry on his tail.
Well, he can hear that crowd. He's going, something's going on back there. I better get on the move and start thinking about Lamson and not worry about it.
You know, Jeremy told me about Dallas. He said, I never heard Lusk coming. All I heard was that four-stroke. Here's the battle on again. Henry, a crowd favorite, moves into second.
Well, now you can bet Lamson's wondering what's going on. He makes a mistake.
And look at that. Henry now in the lead. The crowd going crazy. 40,000 here in Las Vegas. Can Lammy hold on to second place? Pichon moves into third. Those four are the qualifiers. They don't want to mess each other up either. Here's Michael Craig. He jumps by Mikel Pichon. Back and forth we go.
Well, I can tell you it is so much fun to be in a battle like this. You just never know which way it's going to go, but I can tell you this, Henry caught and passed them all, so it looks to me like he's going to take off.
Michael Craig to the inside on Lammy. He goes into second place. Lammy comes right back and takes it back again. Oh, what a great qualifying round here in Las Vegas.
I was just about to say, I thought that Honda would have to be pleased with Lamson carrying the flag without Lusk here leading that thing, but Henry is too much for him right now.
Craig, number 13, losing momentum in the whoops. Pichon now behind number 17, takes a leap in front of Lammy, number 17. So Pichon now in third.
Still close enough to get Craig in his final laps.
The conclusion of heat number 1 coming up from Las Vegas.
If you didn't get one of the cruisers on your left, then you didn't get the accessories on your right. Lucky for you, you have more time to get one of the bikes on your left and the accessories on your right. Bikes, accessories. Suzuki Fest 98 has been extended. It's now Cruise Don't Lose days till May 31st. Hurry in and get your choice of $500 worth of accessories free and great deals like 0 down or low APR financing on selected models. So march right in.
Are you ready to feel the noise? Are you ready to rock? Then crank it up to 11.
It's Monsters of Rock!
Monsters of Rock. 35 huge hits on 2 CDs and 2 cassettes. Featuring Warren, Twisted Sister, Winger, Whitesnake, Cinderella,
Fresh delivery available!
Get Monsters of Rock, not sold in stores.
The tallest mountain in North America is 20,320 feet. Cool.
AMA Supercross is being brought to you by Honda Motorcycles, celebrating 50 years with great deals during Honda's Dream Days. And by Suzuki Motorcycles and ATVs. Now during Suzuki Fest 98, get $500 worth of accessories for free and choose from great deals like 0 down or low APR financing on selected models. Welcome back to a qualifying round, an exciting one. Doug Henry on the 4-stroke, the winner here last year. You just heard his comments earlier about his historic victory. It wasn't his first Supercross victory, but it was the first 4-stroke victory in the history of the sport. And he's taken off right where he left off here in Las Vegas.
Well, I've said before on the shows that if you can come back to a place where you've won before, it always feels good, and you just expect yourself to go out and get those results. There's the triple I was talking about. No one else has been able to do that consistently, and he's just opening it up every lap. He's also proven here on a very tight racetrack that you can pass.
White flag, final lap here in the opening heat. Right now, it's clear-cut the 4 players who will go on to the main, as they've got a great lead. But in what order? Well, that's what we don't know yet.
Well, Pichon just running right up the inside, taking the line away from Craig up to the triple, takes over that spot and pulls away. You got to wonder what's going through Lamson's head, because he was out there looking great, and all of a sudden finds himself way out of the hunt. 4.
Pichon hurt his wrist in a casing crash in the last race, and it was one he broke several years ago, and it's a little tender, but he certainly has showed what he's made of, moving into second place here with a white flag soon to turn to checkers for Doug Henry. Henry, Pichon, Craig, and Lamson on their way to the main event. And so Marty Reed will be talking with Doug Henry on the victory podium, and Jeremy McGrath will lead the riders in heat number 2 when we return.
Exactly what you need.
I like it when the people come back and tell you how successful.
Blood pressure you should not take.
He's a she.
You noticed that, huh?
Yes. It's a miracle.
Miracle she's not dead.
We've not a moment to lose. Wake her up. But gently, because this woman is mankind's most precious possession. She is perfect.
Family and born.
Princess Diana.
$5 million in splits for the X Games.
The FBI calls her Fabiola.
She's 19 years old and weighs a $110. What's she gonna do, Chief? Break my heart?
And this summer, the most wanted woman in America isn't just beautiful. She's dynamite. The X Games, coming June 20th.
That's why they call it the X Games, baby.
Welcome back to Sam Boyd Stadium here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Boy, did we start out with an exciting first qualifying heat as Doug Henry, the heat winner, followed by Pichon, Craig, and Lamson advancing to the main event. Let's go down to Marty, who's with Doug.
Yes, and before the start of tonight's race, you and I talked about you like this hard-packed track for this 4-stroke, and boy, it showed.
Yeah, it's really slippery out there. They added a lot of water, and it should be good by the main event. It was a little bit slippery this time, but the bike works good out there.
Nice smile on your face. You really like it here, winning last year and coming back with this win.
Yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun. I can't wait, for the main event. I want to go out there and win it really bad.
Well, let's going to find out who's going to win Heat 2, guys.
Okay, Marty. As we get set for Heat number 2, Jeremy McGrath, of course, in this one with the title already tucked away. Jeremy has relieved the pressure that he felt before Dallas and is dedicated this season to all those who doubted him, those who claimed he was over the hill.
This championship is basically a point proven to myself and to especially to the people that had written Jeremy McGrath off. I mean, a lot of people were saying, oh, he's old and he can't do it again and he's washed up and all this stuff. And, I think this championship is more dedicated to those people. Those are the people that flip sides like as air. And, I've had a lot of loyal fans, but all the people that were saying those things and stuff like that, that's what makes it so sweet.
Art Ekman, David Bailey, Marty Reed, Jeremy McGrath certainly has shown everyone, and it'd be interesting to see his performance. He really ripped it up in practice, David.
He looked pretty aggressive, and I think Jeremy's attitude this year is a little bit different than it's been in the past. This is always a race where he'd already pretty much things were decided, and the same as this year. But I don't think he came in as motivated. This year he really wants to win it again, and you know, each race that he wins, it puts that record out there a little further for anybody to come up and try to beat.
Looking for his 52nd Supercross victory here tonight. Jeremy McGrath is joined by Larry Ward as the board goes sideways. Mike LaRocco, Jimmy Button, Michael Brown, Jean-Sebastian Waugh, Buddy Antunez, the Arena Cross champion. Qualifying heat number 2 is underway. Waugh, number 80, out in front. Cuts across the line. Oh, it's really close as McGrath on the inside. It's Larry Ward, number 4. But out in front, Michael Brown, number 100 of Honda of Troy. Larry Ward takes the lead away from Brown. What a battle we've got in third with McGrath. Knocking bars with Antunez, the Arena Cross champion. Antunez now in 4th, David.
It's a great move, too, Art, that McGrath put on those guys.
Oh, McGrath through the whoops all the way.
I was about to say, this guy is so cool and so clever in the opening laps of a race, and then we just saw why. He just finds an opening and goes for it.
Button going down in the whoops during that melee, so it's Jeremy McGrath trying to prove a point here in the heat round with Brown still in 2nd place. In 3rd place, it's Buddy Antunez with Larry Ward in 4th. And so Waugh has moved back to 5th. And Jeremy McGrath now leading the freight train.
As far as I'm concerned, Artie already proved it. He can just go gamble now. I mean, it's unbelievable to see. He jumped the triple right here on the first lap. He was sandwiched between Waugh and Antunez, passed them both through the mechanics area, and then went right through everybody in the whoops. His ability to find an opening and see what's going on around him and make that adjustment through the whoops is just amazing.
Okay, but the first 4 and 5 pretty well defined. Let's turn to Gary Becker, who just straight up on the booth. And Gary, of course, with Pace Motorsports. And gosh, Gary, you're the head of this all right now, and you've seen a terrific crowd time and time again, but you've got to be just pumped about the ABC ratings, national television for the first time in decades.
We're about as pumped as can be. You know, our ratings were 3.5, which is, we were happy with the 2.0. And we're right up there with Major League Baseball and everybody else. So I think we proved our point, and we're looking for next year and some more racing.
I think the fans are anxious to get your call on what you expect out of network television in the future. What would you like to see?
I want to see it all. I think we deserve it. I think we've earned it. We're getting more and more respect as time goes by. And, you know, we're there. It's our time. It's our time. And we're ready to go after it.
Your philosophy now as far as looking toward the future, as far as the rider standpoint, as far as the team standpoint?
We want to grow this sport. We want to grow the fan base. We want to mature some of these young men that are racing these motorcycles. We want more Kevin Windhams out there. We want the showmanship out there. You know, we want it all. This sport deserves it. It's been around for 25 years now, and it's our turn.
Gary, thanks for dropping by. Congratulations, too, on your leadership in bringing the sport like it has, taking advantage of the great talents of these riders and getting it in front of the public. That's a big key, Gary.
There's no question. There's a lot of people behind us, and we appreciate everybody's help.
Pace Motorsports doing the job in Supercross. Here's our leader, Jeremy McGrath.
Coming up to the triple, and each time he comes to the triple, the fans are on their feet. He's cut the lap times down to 53.8, under 54, which was pretty much what everyone was running in practice. He's on fire, and you can see that he's having a lot of fun in doing it.
This would be amazing if Buddy Antunez could hold on to the final qualifying spot in his first Supercross heat try of the year. We'll be right back to see if he can do it.
You race. You got tools. You race. You've got a lot of tools. You race. You've got to have a place to put those tools. Now when you buy a new 1998 Honda CR125R or CR250R, you'll get a 12-drawer Craftsman professional tool chest worth $600. You race. Honda and Craftsman help you win.
For over 30 years, Cycle News has been the weekly newspaper for motorcycle race fans. Results are official, point standings are current, and race coverage is timely and complete.
Oh, it was a great race, you know. I mean, it was an interesting race. And to win the last race and say... It's something I dreamed of when I was a little kid, is to be a Supercross star. And
Riding impressions, new products, events calendar, classified ads, and more. Cycle News, America's weekly motorcycle newspaper. Call 1-800-325-2925 or visit cyclenews.com on the World Wide Web.
Milestones are how you measure greatness in sports and sportscasting.
For Kenny Mayne, I'm Dan Patrick. Good night.
All right, folks, it's official. Dan's 2,000th show.
It was a big night. Everybody wanted a piece of history. I'll remember where I was when Dan hit 2,000. Everybody will.
He came to the United States a 3-time world motocross champion, looking for a challenge. And boy, did he get one.
I found to hang with the guys and keep the speed up, I was going over my limits, and that's why I ended up getting hurt so much. I'm the kind of person who really likes a challenge, and I think I've got myself one racing in the US here. But through winning 8 championships, I've only raced with a number 1 plate twice. And that kind of shows that I like a new challenge. You know, once I've done something, once I've achieved my goal, I like to move on.
It wasn't just the physical injuries that haunted Greg Albertine's effort in America. It was the mental side as well.
When you're winning, everything fits into place. Everything is easy. Even the biggest problem becomes the smallest problem. But when you're not winning, the smallest problem becomes the biggest problem. And it feels like you're drowning. And to get yourself out of that rut is very, very tough. And, but you know, it comes back to a bad day at the motocross track is even better than a good day at the office.
A young man of lesser conviction would have smiled, taken the money, and gone home. That is not Albie's way of doing things.
I think desire is a big part of it. Never giving up. And that also stems back to desire. If you want something bad enough, and generally if all the other variables are going to fit in line with that, you're going to get what you want. When I won my first world championship, it was the most amazing feeling to describe. I mean, everything you've ever worked for, everything you've desired, you know, has finally come to pass. It's just like, oh, awesome.
The will to win and belief in himself was instilled at an early age.
Well, it all stems back to a story in 1986. My mom was reading an article on Freddie Spencer, and he was a road race world champion at the time. And my mom just had a vision from the Lord, and the Lord just said, your son is going to be world champion one day. And, you know, we're strong Christians, and I've always just stuck by that and believed that.
Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Marty Reed from Las Vegas in the final round as we take a look at our leader at heat number 2 of the qualifying, Jeremy McGrath. It's been Jeremy since the very first few instants of this race through the whoops, and he took the lead going from 3rd to 1st. In a great move.
And you have to really want it. You have to want to be there. And the crowd going, come on, do something right there. He's all business, but you know, this last lap, as loud as these people are, he's going to give them something. And you can see, you can usually tell early in the day where Jeremy's head is and how aggressive he is and how he attacks the track. And he attacked it. And he attacked that first lap, let everyone know, hey, I'm going to be the guy.
Here's our battle for second place. Larry Ward, Team Suzuki on the number 4 machine. Battling it out with Honda of Troy's number 100, Michael Brown. And Mike Brown wants to show a good impression with his 1-year contract, Honda of Troy coming up.
Neither one of these guys, Ward or Brown, able to get over that triple.
Ward's got a lot on the line here tonight. He could move all into 3rd place in the point standings with the idle Ezra Lusk and Kevin Windham.
Finishing 2nd a couple of years ago.
1995, that was the highest ever for a non-factory rider. 2nd behind Jeremy McGrath at that time. Larry Ward, number 4, was riding for Nolene Yamaha.
Put in a fine ride. I think that was Jeff Emmerich's first Supercross win.
That's right. That's the night the lights went out. And it was a sweep 1-2-3 with Yamahas. There's our leader, Jeremy McGrath, weeding his way through the lappers.
It's a new section right there as they cross the starting line. It's almost up against a bank turn, and they put some jumps in there, little bumps. They look more like moguls. They're not staggered, consistent like what you get through the whoop section. Given the rider, I mean, these guys are really going slow through there, so I know it's slippery. You don't get a good run out of the corner either.
Jeremy McGrath with 6 wins on the year. He's had 11 podiums in 15 races. And this could be his 10th heat win. Mike LaRocco, number 5, Factory Connection Honda. LaRocco moving into 4th. So Buddy Anthonez just couldn't hang on, David.
Well, I think he probably felt like he had it there for a while, but LaRocco like we've seen so many times, he comes from so far off the pace. You look back over your shoulder as a rider. I can remember looking over my shoulder and thinking, yeah, no one's really threatening me here. And then a few laps later, you get somebody like Johnson or Hanna that can make up so much time in a lap. That's what LaRocco always does.
White flag lap. Jeremy McGrath just going over the finish line as we see Michael Brown. And there's Mike LaRocco, number 5, going down. Colliding with Sebastian Waugh is a chaparral. It looks like Jimmy Button. Yes, it is. Button, more hard luck. Away from our cameras right now as we see Jeremy McGrath circling the circuit.
Jeremy just went by on the opposite straightaway. He'll come around and see those guys laying there. I don't think they're going to get up very quick. They're taking their time. That's a trick section right through there. That's the section that Jeremy's going to make a right here. He'll roll this, double these.
And the yellow flags are out, you see there, for Jimmy Button, Jeremy McGrath's teammate.
He's been doubling the first set, and then he triples the middle section through there. And, of course, that time taking it easy because of the riders down.
McGrath, Ward, and Brown, the top 3 orders. The checker flag waves in the air for number 2, Jeremy McGrath. What was it like on the bike? Marty finds out after these words.
Although the GSX-R 750 just won back-to-back AMA Supersport championships, and the GSX-R 600 had the most AMA 600 Supersport victories, we weren't satisfied. We made over 20 major improvements to the 600 and gave the 750 electronic fuel injection. Now even its shadow can't keep up. The GSX-R 600 and the GSX-R 750 from Suzuki.
This simple-looking device is the key to unlock your body's hidden potential. Introducing the Bowflex Power Pro. Bowflex uses patented power rod resistance to give you an incredibly smooth, natural feel for over 60 different health club quality exercises. It's time to get the body you want with no money down and payments as low as $33 a month. Call right now for your free video and brochure. Discover the body you've always wanted with the Bowflex Power Pro.
Then wait! Wait!
In 16 races, Jeremy McGrath now has won 10 heat races, showing his dominance not only in winning the points title last week in Dallas, but also just starting it off with great performances in the qualifying heat. As you see here, McGrath was followed by Ward, Brown, and LaRocco, but with the big guys, Marty Reed.
Yeah, and you know, in Las Vegas, Elvis Presley made it famous with blue suede shoes as one of his tunes. Get the shot of the hat, because we have to do that, but take the hat off. Look, what got into you on this?
Well, we got a little blue hair going. It's kind of the last race. It's really a relaxed race, and something Randy and I plan on doing for a while if we won the championship, and just kind of fun, you know. MIBs, men in blue. Figured we'd color our hair.
Talk about the race. You clicked off a 52.9 by my watch.
Yeah, you know, I felt really good out there. The track's really slick because it's such hard-packed dirt and they had a little water on it, but overall I felt really good. I think it's one of those nights where you need to stay really relaxed because if you slip up, you're going to go down.
Okay, want to hum a few bars of blue suede shoes for us? Take us to commercial break.
I'm not a singer.
He is one heck of a rider, guys.
He knows his place, right, David Bailey?
He does. He's smart to stay out of that. I'd really like to see a blue goatee, too. That'd be good.
The semifinals are coming up, and that spells opportunity for a lot of riders with so many injuries that we have in the 250 field. Stay tuned.
It's what most men can only dream about. Powerful engines. Nimble. So sleek and...
I'm talking to
the Giants and the Mets.
That's any large...
finally be revealed.
We are close to something.
Only in theaters. The truth is something you never get.
Posted on top.
Stop that, sweetie.
Tech gadgets which salesmen push.
Only 10 bars of gold pressed latinum.
Cork, you don't know how much this means to me.
You don't know how much this means to me.
With those stem bolts, my family will be able to triple production of our reverse ratcheting routing.
As he looks, our very own Johnny Blue Jeans.
Cowabunga, Kimo Sabis, yowza, 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 and howdy doody.
Jiminy Cricket. Check it, Johnny. That was like watching 4 hours of Nick at Night all at once.
Don't have a cow, dude. Shot's by.
$95. And if you call now, we'll also include this hands-free makeup mirror with regular and...
My ex-wife, Agatha, will explain why she is dressed for a Puerto Rican funeral. Agatha, the stage is yours.
I already knew that. You know, TV friends, I recently received a letter asking if I ever get jealous of all the attention our lovely swimsuit squad gets. Well,
Sorry.
how ridiculous that is. Girls, come out here, please. While it is true that the swimsuit squad does receive lots of mail and flowers and Jeep Cherokees, the idea that I would for some reason be jealous or competitive is a family here, and the 5 of us could not be any closer. Isn't that right, Jill?
I'm Nadine. She's Jill.
Of course you are, sweetie. In fact, a lot of you probably don't know this, but before I became successful, I was a dancer. And when I look at these girls, I see a younger, slightly heavier version of myself. And what the hell, I haven't strapped on my capizios in a few years, but I still think I can keep up with these young ponies. Or heifers, whatever they are. Hit it!
Place he was the lap before. Everyone's going about the same pace right now because the track's so slippery.
Great jump shot right here. Gives you an idea how high these guys can fly.
I was going to ask why. He knew coming in it was going to be a real long shot for Jeremy. It's starting to get longer. He wants him to pass Emig. I think this is a mental as much as anything. He's got to get by Lutz first.
And the crowd is standing, giving Doug Henry a great cheer as he takes the checkers for the 3rd time of the 1997 season. And here is your new champion. The City of Lights, light it up for Jeff Emig. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Art Ekman, David Bailey, Marty Reed, as we enjoyed that Honda flashback and getting ready for semifinal number 1. First of all, a look at the Suzuki track map, David.
Well, right off the bat on the starting line, you've got a jump, a few rollers in there just to break it up into a left-hand first corner, onto the first triple, cross the starting line to another triple, and then it gets hard. The whoop section down and back with a double into the turn and coming out. These are deep and packed like cement. And then what I like to call a timing straightaway. We've seen already Henry and McGrath tripling through the air. The only guys who can do it consistent. Right turn through some moguls and another right turn onto the finish.
32nd board is up here for semifinal number 1. Sean Kalos just missed going to the main by 1 place out of the qualifying heat, along with arena crosser Michael Jones, Grayson Goodman also in this one, Pedro Gonzalez, Koi Kita, a national champion out of Japan, Jeff Matasevich, a 250 winner here, Cliff Palmer, also who's done a good job in the last few 250s, trying to make the final. So the board is sideways. First semifinal underway from Las Vegas. Whoa, what a charge for the whole shot. Goodman, number 60. He's got the lead coming out of the corner. And it's Michael Jones, number 52, in 2nd place.
Well, Brad Woolsey, number 130, looked like he had the whole shot, couldn't control that first corner, and then all the arena cross guys got through there good. Matasevich in good shape.
And the old-time veteran, number 141, don't let him fool you, Sean Kalos. He's in 3rd right now, really pressing for 2nd place.
One of the taller riders out there, too, and through this whoop section, he should be pretty good. Those are so deep, it's a little easier for the tall guys.
Out in front, number 60, Grayson Goodman. Always got good starts in the arena cross this year.
He's familiar with Mike Jones, too, who's all over him right now. He knows exactly what to expect from Mike.
Boy, they go bar to bar in that great series. Michael Jones cutting to the inside. Jeff Matasevich right now is in 4th. And remember, the top 5 go on to the main event. Cliff Palmer's in 5th right now. Michael Jones, the leader. Goodman in 2nd place. Sean Kalos holding on to 3rd. Here goes Kalos with the big leap. He tripled, and Goodman didn't.
That first lap in the books, Art, 55.7 lap time, so a couple seconds off the factory guys. But one thing that's good about this semi right now is without the factory riders in there, all these guys are pretty evenly matched. It's still anybody's race right now.
141.60. 141 is Sean Kalos, 60 is Grayson Goodman. And Matasevich is losing some time to them with Cliff Palmer's 5th place in danger right now.
Also got Gonzalez coming behind Palmer. He's capable of catching up and making a race for the final transfer spot.
Gonzalez once finishing second in 125 action, and then went through a rash of injuries. The real battle right now for second place. Michael Jones in front. Sean Kalos holding on to second with Grayson Goodman in third. Matasevich in fourth. And Palmer still holding on to fifth. Good close racing here in the semifinal. We'll be right back with the conclusion of our opening semifinal round after this.
Never before has Loudon seen townhomes like this. The second you walk into a townhome in Colonnade at the Dulles Town Center, you'll notice how spacious it is. Oak Hill Properties has truly created luxurious living. The extras have become standards, from brick fronts and walkout basements to cathedral ceilings and 3 finished levels. And now your family can move in within 30 days. Colonnade, in the center of it all, couldn't make living more convenient, with easy access to main roads, shopping centers, and theaters. Colonnade at the Dulles Town Center, presented by Oak Hill Properties, an equal housing opportunity.
Why go to Dulles Shell when there are so many gas stations to choose from? Simple. Their frequent fueler program. You see, each time you fill up at Dulles Shell, they'll punch your frequent fueler card. On your 15th fill-up, you can choose one of the automotive service squares, including a free oil change and lube with the purchase of a filter, or 10% off your choice of any service work. And you'll love the quality of their work and how quickly they get you back on the road. The frequent fueler program. Who else does that for you? Dulles Shell on Route 28 by the Holiday Inn.
What you working on, that boy?
Hey, Tony Clark. Just writing a critique for the midweek matchup. This week it's who's the better player, Jose Cruz Jr. versus you.
You know, I almost forgot. I brought you this limited edition Chekhov figurine.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that boy. Look what I found at the Trek convention.
Oh, thanks, Jose.
Hold on, that boy. I want you to meet a friend of mine just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Hey, Netboy. Wanna hang?
It's still pretty much a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freight train.
I think Kalos is kind of banking on the fact that if he gets close enough to Jones right there through the roof section, he's got a trick line coming out of that first section where he jumps about the last 4. A taller rider can let that bike soak up those deep bumps a little bit better than the shorter guy.
Pedro Gonzalez is starting to make a move now on the final transfer spot. As we see Kalos, number 141. In second behind Jones.
That's what I was talking about, how he gets out of there pretty clean, but he's got to go wide to do it, so he loses the time, then he makes it back up.
There's Jones, 52.
That's a tough section through there, Art. The timing's got to be perfect. Where Button went down, that's what's sending him to the semi, which we'll see next.
White flag is out. Mike Jones trying to hold on to this semifinal round. And don't forget, also coming up from Las Vegas, the spotlight will be on the 125 shootout. And the old guy, John Dow, 32. Hold off the rampaging teenager, Ricky Carmichael. The East versus the West. That ought to be interesting, David.
It's going to be for sure. I don't think there's any guessing about it, and I think Ron Koenig could just jump right in there and spoil it for everybody.
I'll tell you, there's 6 riders, and there's only 5 spots to qualify. We're looking at number 52, Mike Jones, out in front. Whoa, little fishtail there. Sean Kalos in second. Goodman in third, but Gonzalez is really putting the pressure on Palmer in the final transfer spot. Here they come toward the checkered flag. It's Jones, Kalos, Pedro Gonzalez to the inside. But Pedro goes back to 6th place. Palmer holds on to 5th on that final qualifying out of semifinal 1. We'll be back in a moment.
Listen up. Honda dealers are offering 7.9% financing and no down payment on all new Valkyries.
Check, please.
Hi, Bob Vila here with an exciting new hand tool from Sears. The Craftsman Pocket Socket Adjustable Box End Wrench. With a one-hand adjustment, you can lock onto nuts and bolts of almost any size, from 5/16 to 3/4 of an inch, or 8 to 18 millimeters. The closed box end clamps tight. Heat-treated steel construction makes it durable. And because it's a Craftsman hand tool, made in America, it's guaranteed forever.
To order your Craftsman Pocket Socket, call 1-800-762-9999 now.
You know all those stories you hear about how good it was and how much fun we had and how young we all used to be, about how much it all mattered and how much we all cared and how no one has ever done it higher or faster or harder or better. All those stories you hear, they're all true.
So Michael Jones gets his best finish in a semifinal round trying to qualify for a 250 main event in Supercross. Jones, Kalos, Goodman, Matasevich, and Palmer. Those 5 qualifying for the main event out of our first semifinal. Let's go down to Marty.
Well, if you follow the Arena Cross series, Mike Jones is very familiar, but first time you and I've had a chance to talk with a semifinal win. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Like I said, I'm just out there to put on a show for these fans. I'm riding good tonight. I got better bike this weekend than I did last weekend. As far as competition motors really helping out. I got some great suspension by Pro Action going through the whoops, and it's just all working out for me. Like I said, I'm out there having fun. I think that's what shows, and that's why I'm up front.
David Bailey made comment about some of the jumps midway through the race. Did you know how close those guys were to you while you were making those show jumps?
Yeah, Mike Jones is here to put on a show. Whether I win or lose, it doesn't matter to me. I'm out there to do my best, but my best is also putting on a show for the fans. If I go home with more fans in Las Vegas than I came here with, that's a defeat, or that's one of my goals this weekend.
Well, it was good enough to be first place in semi number 1.
I don't know, but I think it was Michael Jones who did a jump contest. He left the bike in midair and won the jump contest.
He is good at that. He's definitely a great showman, and I understand that's a great strategy.
We mentioned a lot of injuries, giving opportunity to a lot of riders. Let's take a look at the 250 injured list. Lesk out with a shoulder, Wyndham out with a shoulder, Emig, Huffman, Hughes, Albertine, Lawrence, Ferry. The notables, 8 notables out of this race because of injury. Earlier, Marty talked with Kevin Wyndham.
One of the biggest heartbreaks of the season happened in the last 2 rounds to this man, Kevin Wyndham. A championship within your grasp, and boy, now you're coming back from injury. You've lost 15 pounds. What's the physical status, and when are you going to be able to ride again?
Well, it's a separated shoulder, and I've done some ligament damage top and bottom, and I made a lot of progress in just 1 week, so I'm going to shoot for Glen Helen, show up there and ride and see how it feels, but like I said, if I make as much progress the second week as I did the first week, it'll be good.
Okay, some anxious riders getting ready for our second semifinal round, and we've got some interesting competition here, just like in the first semi, David.
Well, I think what we're going to see is a evenly matched semi number 2, but you got a couple guys in there that should stand out. Buddy Antonez, who just won that Arena Cross championship, and also Jimmy Button. He got collided with somebody, and that timing section went down. I would expect him to win this thing.
Well, he's made his mechanic a busy guy in the last, and getting stuck in the gate. One rider looks like Terlicki. Yes, Terlicki got stuck in the gate as Jimmy Button gets the whole shot. Jimmy Button, number 11 on the Chaparral. Ryan Huffman. That's Buddy Antonez in second place. Moving up to third is Anthony Pocaroba, number 40. And he's being challenged by Waugh, number 80.
Pocaroba just going for the double. Getting past. Still making a race of it, though.
Boy, Button really in the advantage, getting through those whoops. Has now got a 5-bike lead on Buddy Antonez, number 26. Bar-to-bar battle. Waugh, Antonez. Waugh, the more experienced throughout the season in Supercross, takes second place.
Be anxious to see if he can stay with Button. This will be good practice for him here in the semi to try to learn as much as he can from Button, figure out what that pace is going to be, because I have a feeling Button's pace is going to be pretty much in line with what they're doing in the 250 main. Somewhere in the low 54s. If he can hold that with Button, that'll give him a lot of confidence. It'll be another little stepping stone for him going into the final race of the year. Make a statement.
Waugh, Antonez in second and third. with Jeff DeMett in 4th. And on the bubble is Jason Partridge, and he's got some hometown fans. He's right from Las Vegas. He's in the 5th spot as the battles between Waugh and Antonez. Waugh, number 80, in 2nd place now.
He finally pulled out some time right there. Just a little bit better timing. That's why I call it that. If you put the bike in the perfect spot, nose down and land just on the downside, don't touch the tops of those, you get through there a lot quicker. That's what Waugh did, pulled away a little bit, and that first lap from Button was a 55, so see if he can crank it up a little bit more.
Okay, the battle's on for 3rd still now, as having to hold off is Buddy Antonez. Buddy Antonez trying to hold off Jeff DeMett, number 72, out of Humble, Texas.
And you see as they go across that starting line, that big left sweeper is what it's turned out to be, really. They're just careful on the throttle. You can't just get wide open right there. The back end will slide right out from underneath him.
Boy, Jimmy's not letting up, even though he's got a big lead on the pack. We see here is Waugh having trouble in the whoops. DeMett moves in. Waugh trying to regain it. Antonez, number 26, in 2nd place. I was mentioning Jimmy Button is really cracking off some good lap times.
Well, I think that's what you should do, is go out there and for 4 or 5 laps in the very beginning of this race to establish a lead so that if anything does happen, he can still pick up the bike and make it into the main event.
The race to the checkers when we come back.
Take everything you ever knew about cruiser motorcycles, everything you ever learned from your older brother, your friends, biker movies, and throw it out. Because the Marauder is a cruiser like no other, one only a high-performance company could have built. The Suzuki Marauder. It's time to move on.
Now until May 31st, move on to your Suzuki dealer and get $500 in free accessories and great financing on a Marauder.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila, and this is Craftsman innovation at its best. Craftsman RoboGrip pliers are the world's first self-adjusting one-handed pliers. With just a simple squeeze of the spring-loaded handle, the jaws automatically adjust. The Craftsman RoboGrip works on faucets and hoses, or for auto repairs. It has hundreds of household uses. And because Craftsman RoboGrip pliers are from Sears, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. Call the number on your screen right now to order your Craftsman RoboGrip.
AMA Supercross is brought to you by Dunlop, simply the best for your bike. Here in Las Vegas, there's Button going through the whoops.
Just touching the tops.
Oh, that's beautiful, the way he skips the top.
A lot of momentum through that corner, right back through these, just touching the tops. And I'll tell you what, that is just about impossible to do that consistently, and that's what he's been doing these last couple of laps. He's taken his lap time down to a high 53, so the same lap times as his teammate McGrath.
DeMett in 2nd place, Antonez holding on to 3rd.
Antonez coming up a little bit short right there at the end of the timing section, and these moguls right here, as they come out and prepare for the finish line plateau, they're just like cement right now, blue groove all the way through there.
Voss is starting to make a move now on Waugh for 4th. As we take a look now, number 26, Buddy Antonez. He's put together a couple of fine runs in his first race here in Supercross action this year. Here's Jimmy Button, our leader.
And Art, check this out. The last lap, 52.9.
Whoa, 52.9. 3 straight podiums for Jimmy, came within 4 points of 2nd place midway in the season. Then the bottom dropped out. Take a look at the lead now here for Jimmy Button on Jeff DeMett, number 72, and 26, Buddy Antonez. White flag lap.
Waugh still in a battle. He's got Voss right there.
Voss, number 46. DeMett, number 72, in 2nd. There's our leader.
Button right here, just working his way, staying on the real high side of that seat. Well, throws a little, I don't know what the heck they call that thing, Art. I guess it's something. A can maybe?
Jimmy Button, 8th in points. Still looking for his first Supercross victory.
I'll tell you what, I don't really get excited about thinking about being 25, 30 feet up in the air and sticking my leg through and putting it on the other side of the bike. If you land like that, that's film at 11. He's checking this section out right here. That's where he was tripling through the middle. He's got that wired. It's an advantage sometimes to go to the semi and get things dialed in. His lap times there were as fast as McGrath, so he's on pace.
The checkers for Jimmy. So Jimmy Button takes our second semifinal round, and Marty Reed will be moving over to talk with Jimmy when we come back.
What's the matter, clown boy? You need to make a call, but you don't have the change. Cheer up, Spunky, there's a way. Just use 1-800-COLLECT. It's 10 cents a minute every evening. Saves a bundle of cash, you can talk longer, too. Go ahead, make some calls. That's great. Mimes. 1-800-COLLECT, 10 cents a minute every evening.
What would you give to be more confident? What would you give for the knowledge it takes to move with certainty through every business day?
Now for just 57 cents a day, get 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal. That's 25% off the regular price. 13 weeks for just 57 cents a day. Call now, 800-626-4100. That's 800-626-4100 for the Wall Street Journal.
You race. You got tools. You race. You've got a lot of tools. You race. You've got to have a place to put those tools. Now when you buy a new 1998 Honda CR125R or CR250R, you'll get a 12-drawer Craftsman Professional tool chest worth $600. You race. Honda and Craftsman help you win.
So 18 riders have now qualified for the main event as Marty on the victory podium takes a look, and we take a look at the top 5 finishers. Jimmy Button, Jeff DeMent, Buddy Anthonez, Jean-Sébastien Roy, and Voss all making it into the main event out of our semifinal round. Let's get to Marty.
Yeah, I'm down here with Jimmy. I've got some good news for you. Your fast time on that lap, on that race, 52.9, which matches our best time with Jeremy in his heat race.
Not bad. That sounds pretty good. Hopefully, you know, we can take Chaparral 1-2. We haven't done it in 8 weeks, I think, so it's about time we do it again.
The guys were talking about that stretch where you put some podium finishes together, then the bottom fell out. You feel like it's coming back?
Yeah, I feel great. I've had a great week this week. My body feels 100% again, which it hasn't been for almost 2 months now, so I feel great. Chaparral 1-800-COLLECT Mazda Yamaha is just working awesome tonight. Bridgestone tires working great. Everyone's coming together, and you know, I've been close a couple times, and I got one last 20-lap main event to finally do it. So I'm going to put everything I got into it tonight and hopefully come away with the win.
We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to see who gets the bragging rights of the 125s when we come back.
Available at ProFit Ski and Skate in Leesburg, 777-7547.
Healthy by Nature is more than a health food store. They go the extra mile for their customers.
At Healthy by Nature, we provide a variety of services like in-store seminars, bioenergy consulting, massage, and a complete education center.
We have a fantastic selection of organic groceries where our customers can do one-stop shopping.
As an owner, I make sure every customer that walks out of the store is completely delighted.
We're serious about your health, but we're also serious about having fun. You're going to love our atmosphere.
4 p.m. tonight. Monday through Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 12 and 8. Only on ESPN2.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. While we were away, Pedro Gonzalez and Jason Thomas captured the final two 250 gates, finishing 1-2 in the LCQ. The 125 East-West shootout. The 125s are on the track right now. This is truly a headliner tonight. The matchup between East and West regions started out a Houston-Dallas affair. In 1996, we had as many as 4 shootouts, with Kevin Windham winning 3 of the 4. But beginning last year, the idea of separating the shootout from the regular season title runs meant big purse money and a climactic end to a great season. As we take a look at the Suzuki point standings, you see Carmichael dominating the 125 East, with Raynard, Sellards, Lytle, and Bentley in the top 5. It was a little different over in the West, big time different. John Dowd, had to really work hard in winning that last race of the year in the 125 West to beat Villeman. Ron Cotta a strong third, Ramsey and Pingree in the top 5. So we're getting set now for an interesting situation. David Bailey is it's a classic veteran versus a teenager.
That's right, the 32-year-old versus the 18-year-old. There's Carmichael. He's the young one. And less experienced, but definitely more aggressive. He's been I think everyone's probably betting on Carmichael to win this matchup, but don't count out John Dowd or Ron Cotta, who beat John Dowd in the heat race. Those two are going to possibly step up the pace, perhaps pressure Carmichael. And I think under pressure, he can still make the mistakes we saw him make last year.
John Dowd, always a sentimental favorite after his very first title anywhere in the pro ranks, winning the 125 West. Both riders are excited about this shootout and talked about their seasons.
I think, no, it hasn't worn off yet. No, not at all. I mean, I'm still kind of, every once in a while, that kind of pops in my mind, you know, that I actually, you know, I won that thing last week, and it's just, I'm still pretty excited about it. I'm just, every time I think about it like that, I just kind of get a little smile on my face.
He's got a lot of experience on me. He's been in it longer than I have. He's older, so I got to try to, I don't know, put my 1.5 years of experience into his, you know, 10 years of experience. So it's going to be tough, but I think we're both, you know, focused on outdoors. That's a bigger race for us, you know. We both won the championship, so, you know, we're just here for fun.
As we take a look at the starting grid for the 125 shootout now, Ron Cotta, Carmichael Dowd, we've mentioned those before, but Brock Sellards, Casey Johnson, Robbie Skaggs, Ryan Huffman, Casey Lytle, Sean Perolio, all kinds of guys in there battling it out as we get set for the start of this exciting frame.
You know, I think Carmichael, even though he's already wrapped up the East title, if he wins here tonight, it will be a perfect season. I don't think that's ever been done.
It's never been done before. A regular season has never been accomplished before either, Marty Reed.
You know, when you have a heavyweight prize fight, you have a tendency to want to watch the competitors before the start of the bout, see what their mannerisms are. What a contrast. Ron Cotta and Dowd, the two older riders, were the more nervous, constantly moving back and forth, tamping the dirt. They have still been moving. But yet, Ricky Carmichael, the 18-year-old, he just sat there stoically watching the last chance race, arms folded, helmet on, straight out, focused, and getting ready to do business. We're ready to go racing, guys.
The
Round one.
excitement mounts now as the board is sideways. Who will it be? The bragging rights for the 125 season. Ryan Huffman, number 28, gets across the whole shot line the first, and he takes the lead out of the first turn. Skaggs, number 45.
Well, of the favorites, we pointed out, Dowd, Ron Cotta, and Carmichael. Dowd has got the best start, sitting in 4th right now.
Skaggs has to look out for that second spot, because here comes Casey Lytle to the inside. Casey Lytle and the Whoops having his problems. Oh, and they box out.
Here comes Dowd on the outside. Not much room, but he knows he's got to get into the lead.
Dowd and Carmichael right there together, really. Carmichael looking at Skaggs as Dowd passes Skaggs. Dowd has to put the brakes on.
This is where you got to really keep your cool. You can end the race right here in this first lap, making a pass too quick. Got to be patient. Dowd has done what he needed to do. He got off to the best start of his toughest competitors, I have to think. What an exciting time for Ryan Huffman and Lytle right now to be leading this thing.
Ryan Huffman, the king of the hole shooters in the West. He had 3 hole shots. during the Western action. Lytle also had a good season. Had a quiet fourth-place finish in the 125 East. A podium at Indianapolis, the opener. He won at Tampa. A whole shot in a second at Pontiac. Look at this. The bar-to-bar banging action. Dowdy with the #1 on the blue bike.
Well, I don't know what he's done lately, but he has really stepped up. I mean, he's just doing stuff that you really expect to see McGrath do. And Dowd always seemed like the guy that held back a little bit. He was kind of like a little bit too nice out there. He even said kind of like a lot of times, instead of just being real confident in his pre-race speeches and stuff, but right now he is aggressive.
Already a 3-second lead for Dowd. Carmichael gets by the block. Carmichael moves into second place. Just went by Huffman and Lytle almost on the same move.
Well, he saw Dowd step it up, and he has answered. Now when Dowd turns around and expects to see a couple guys between himself and Carmichael, he's going to see that #1 chasing his.
Not exceptionally fast laps, but look out, because Carmichael's going to put the pressure on. John Dowd out in front, became the oldest rider to win a 125 title, beating out Velleman in the 125 Western race. And the week before, he also became the oldest rider to win a 250 main event.
These guys are nervous now. A couple guys going down in the back.
Yes, Lytle is one of them, along with Casey Johnson. As we take a look at the leader, though, on our frame, and that's John Dowd with the 1W. Carmichael is 3 seconds behind with the 1E.
You know, I gotta wonder if John Dowd maybe chatted a little bit with Kevin Windham, who had the same situation where he was in a battle last year with Carmichael and won that battle just by keeping the pressure on. Carmichael went down several times, and he may have been able to lend a couple of words of encouragement to Dowd before this race. And here's what I did. See if it works for you.
Dowdy, tough and strong, a good finisher against the very speedy and oftentimes on the edge, Ricky Carmichael.
Looking nice through there, putting that bike exactly where he wants it, using that front wheel for balance. You turn that front wheel in the air, and it's like a gyroscopic motion. You can lean the bike over and position yourself to make the corner a little quicker.
What's going to happen? Dowd is in the lead. Carmichael in second. The 125 shootout. Well, the checkers are just around the corner, and we'll be right back.
Never before has there been a cruiser as comfortable as the Suzuki Intruder 1500 LC. A bike so smooth, so impressive, you'll want the end of the ride to be just the beginning.
Hi, Chuck. How's business?
Okay.
Hey, what's on your screen?
QuickBooks accounting software from the makers of Quicken.
Yeah, I really don't have time to learn new software.
If you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. Answer a few questions and it tailors itself to your business. Create invoices like these. It has accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll, and inventory, and over 60 customizable reports that put you in control.
I'm going to try it.
Nothing to lose.
Call 1-800-652-0101.
Hey, Marcia. Hey, what do you say we just get out of here, huh?
Look, Davey, I'm not Marcia Brady, okay? That was just a part. Get over it.
All right, guys, so tell me, what's it like standing at the top of the arc, staring down Jürgen Sommer in a shootout?
It's actually pretty erotic.
What? This is what we've been looking for in the 125 shootout from Las Vegas. John Dowd zipping the whoops. Carmichael having a little more trouble at the tail end of those whoops, David.
Yes, he was, and it's because he's going into him so much faster. You know that by the end, something's going to happen, and he's just got hopefully enough momentum to get him to the end of it before he gets too out of shape. And that last lap are 52.3, faster than the fastest of the night, faster than the 250s. And that's what this race means. These guys are going all out right now.
Let's go down to Marty Reed, trackside.
Well, that's what I was going to point out, David. The fact that the last two laps have been quicker than the 250 heats and the semis. Now, yes, track conditions playing a part, but these guys are stoked and putting it on. Here's another time for you. 52-4. That's the third 52 and low change in a row.
1.5 second lead now. Carmichael has cut that lead down for Dowdy as they go through the whoops. Dowd likes the right side. Carmichael going through the middle.
Well, it's smart for Carmichael to try to figure out a spot where he can go through there fast in a different line than Dowd. In case he gets a run at him, he doesn't have to worry about running into the back of him. That last lap, to turn that lap time, both of them hit one of those tough blocks, knocked it out into the tracks. They're using every inch out there.
John Dowd with 3 wins and 7 career 125 wins. He was 7 for 7 in podiums.
Coming up to the triple around a left rider, Casey Johnson, who went down. He gets out of the way. Carmichael is just steadily closing, Art, inch at a time.
Looks like he's calming down a bit.
Well, I think he learned his lesson last year. You know, he knows that this is a 15-lap race, and there's really no point in pushing it until you start getting into the lappers. John Dowd's the kind of guy that can retaliate. If you pass him too early, you give him that opportunity.
It's getting close here with the 125 shootout. Carmichael on the green Kawasaki. He's tied the all-time record for wins in a 125 season with 8. The shootout providing the opportunity to clean the sweep and just take over the record book.
Dowd is the first guy to make a mistake, lose a little bit more time, and that just feels good when you're the guy sitting back there watching and you see the guy in front of you starting to make little mistakes here and there. You feel like this guy's mine.
In the last 4 races, Dowdy has been pressured but hasn't cracked. He's made a few mistakes along the way, but he's been able to hold the lead. But right now, Carmichael triples, Dowd doubles. Carmichael to the outside. Dowdy tries the blocking. Carmichael, what a great move.
Not sure why Dowd only went for the double there. Just got his timing a little bit off. Maybe he just missed a gear and he wasn't in the best power band to go for it. Figured he better be safe. But he just gave it to Carmichael right there. He tried to get him back in the corner and take away the line, but Carmichael was too crafty for it.
So Ricky Carmichael now in great position to go for the 125 season sweep. We're at the halfway point of the 125 shootout in Las Vegas.
Now what we got is lapped riders. They will play a part, especially through the whoop section. What Dowd has to do, though, is stay close. I talked about, I feel like Carmichael still has that built-in reflex that he wants to just go as fast as it's going to take. And if you can push him, he may push himself into a mistake. That's what Dowd's got to do, keep that pressure on. Force him to make good decisions as they're working their way through traffic. That's sketchy. You never know how it's going to play out.
Approaching Charlie Bogart, gets inside him easily. The next one on his list is David Pingree, number 29, who took a 3rd place last year here in Las Vegas, his best ride of the year. But right now, he's lagging behind as he's in danger of getting lapped by Ricky Carmichael. Meanwhile, Dowd is getting ever so close now to Carmichael. There's Dowdy on the blue bike.
That's going to give him a little bit of hope. You know, when you get caught and passed like that, it's a horrible feeling. You're thinking, okay, what can I do here? I'm already going as fast as I can. They're turning the fastest laps of the night. I know he's digging deep. Then he gets passed. But if you can stay close like that for a lap, you realize, well, maybe I still got a shot at this.
52.7 lap time for Carmichael with Dowd in 2nd, Roncada 3rd, Huffman in 4th, Barilio in 5th, Ramsey in 6th, Way in 7th, and Curry in 8th.
Dowd having a tough time working his way past Pingree right there. Nothing Pingree's doing wrong, just Dowd not able to get in the right spot. Finally gets around. He's got another Honda rider to work his way around. Lytle, who went down early.
He's approaching Casey Lytle. Dowdy getting by Lytle. Carmichael already by him. And we'll be right back as the 125 shootout from Las Vegas, Nevada continues.
It's what most men can only dream about. Powerful engines, rumbling exhausts, miles of chrome, and over 175 channels. Right now during Honda Dream Days, buy a Shadow or Magna. Get a satellite dish and 6 months of DirecTV. Or choose 7.9 APR with no down payment. So why dream when you can ride? Honda Dream Days ends May 31st. You'll even get a commemorative pin for showing up.
Now is the time to train for the career you've always wanted. Just ask Motorcycle Mechanics Institute graduate Al Ludington, now lead mechanic for Honda's championship-winning Smokin' Joe's Superbike team.
MMI gave me the knowledge and training to take me to the top of my profession. It's a great place to start, and I recommend it to anybody looking to kick off a career in motorcycle mechanics or the personal watercraft industry.
Change your life with one phone call, 1-800-994-3664. That's 1-800-994-3664. Call today.
The art of tennis, as played by the masters. Tennis on ESPN2.
AMA Supercross is being brought to you by Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. Quality training for the motorcycle industry. Here's our leader, Ricky Carmichael, in the 125 shootout. A 3-second lead on the 125 West champion, John Dowd.
That time he went for the double again, Art. I don't understand why. He's got to keep doing that triple or he's going to give this thing to Carmichael. He got a little bit more space. You can see how hard he's pushing through the whoops right there. And that last lap by Carmichael was a 52.8, so the pace has slowed slightly. But I can tell you this, I have all the confidence in the world of Carmichael running 52.8s all night.
Is this, are we watching right now, a legend in the making?
Absolutely.
We talk about McGrath being a legend in his time, but Carmichael reminds me of Tiger Woods, knocking off Jack Nicklaus records all along the way.
Well, he's already closing in on the all-time 125 win record, and this is going to bring him that much closer if he can hang on. And, you know, that's one record he can break of McGrath's, and I think that won't be the only one.
What's wrong with Dowdy? Well, let's check in with Marty Reed.
These guys are turning in 52 second laps. Is the fatigue factor starting to get to your rider, John Dowd?
I think, you know, there's a big hoopla about Carmichael being behind him in the 125 class this whole year outdoors and stuff, and I'm sure that played the part, knowing that he was there. And it would have probably been better if John got a little worse start and maybe followed him around, you know.
Can he pull back, get him back?
I don't know. He's making some mistakes that are costing him pretty bad right now, so we'll see what happens.
He's getting ready to come by the mechanics area again, guys.
He's still solid second. Roncada in third. Perolio has just moved by Huffman into fourth.
The lead they have over Roncada is just unbelievable. These guys are clearly a level above right now. This matchup really meant a lot. You can see it because Roncada pretty much outplayed and outclassed Dowd, but he definitely smoked him in the heat race. And right now, Dowd is about 12 seconds up the racetrack. Big difference.
Ricky Carmichael. I wonder if it's any heavier with that #1 plate.
Wonder if he may have walked up to the wrong bike when he's going back through the pits. Wait,
looking for his number, huh?
Yeah, #1 now. And
look at #6.
He's closed the gap just a little bit now. That'll give him some inspiration, and it'll put the pressure back on Carmichael to think, you know, I try to put him away here, break his spirit in these last few laps, and he's still there. That's the thing that Carmichael, I've talked to him, that worries him a little bit. He's going, you know, I know that guy will never give up.
Well, Carmichael would never use an excuse. But he got banged pretty good yesterday in practice. He cased it very, very hard. Got pretty shook up. Now Dowdy's doing the triple. But he has to if he has any chance at all. As you see him passing Curry there before the whoop section.
He got fouled up trying to get past Curry in the mechanics area. Lost some more time. But then made it back up on the triple. He's got to close that gap back up to Carmichael. As they go through the lappers, the lead fluctuates a little bit. And if he can keep closing that gap back up, and that's going to let Carmichael know it's not over.
Boy, what a mogul-like white flag is up as the riders are just on that blue mark all around the track. Ricky Carmichael, less than a lap away from going 9 for 9 on the 125 season.
He's got to be perfect here, Art. He's got to get through this whoop section up and back clean. He's got some lap traffic to deal with. Gets through there, no problem. Dowd's close enough to take advantage of a big mistake, but it'd have to be pretty sizable at this point in the race.
The first rider to sweep a regular season, but he's also ready to become the first rider to go through an entire 125 season victorious. Ricky Carmichael. He does it. And Dowdy right behind him. Quite a ways back is Roncada. Roncada will probably take a third with Perolio still, I believe, in fourth. We will check that when we get back with the official finish of the 125 shootout from Las Vegas in a moment.
Suzuki has completely restyled the Katana 600 and 750, from their dual halogen headlights to their 4-in-1 stainless steel exhausts.
Same time tomorrow? Yeah.
So now they're just as impressive on the outside as they've always been on the inside.
Do you need a Visa credit card? If you can say yes to these minimum requirements, we'll say yes to you. This is a special opportunity to get an unsecured Visa credit card with no security deposit required, even if you've been turned down before and regardless of your past credit history. Almost everyone will be approved for this Visa credit card, so call now. Repeat, if you can say yes to these minimum requirements, we'll say yes to you. Say yes to this limited no-risk offer for an unsecured Visa credit card from Cross Country Bank. Call this toll-free number now.
1997, what a year for the sport of Supercross.
The 97 Supercross Series, bar to bar.
And the season is underway.
From LA to Vegas.
McGrath is down, and he's under the bike.
All on one video.
Doug Henry wins his second Supercross.
In the best year in history.
You can expect a lot of fire.
Go behind the scenes and on the track.
Albertine through the timing section.
The most wicked crashes.
They bump up Miami.
Bone-crushing excitement.
You want to know who got the whole shot? You call 1-900 Pro Race.
The best riders in the world.
Get bar to bar today. Call for your copy at 1-888-659-RACE or send a check or money order for $14.95 plus $3.95 shipping and handling to Bar, care of Pace Motorsports, 477 East Butterfield, Suite 400, Lombard, Illinois, 60148.
The 1998 125 shootout is now history. And it's young 18-year-old Ricky Carmichael who takes the victory. His first shootout victory after giving way to Kevin Windham. And this is a touching scene, David Bailey.
Kind of anxious to know what was being said right there, but definitely a young kid going, hey, Dowd, you gave me all I could handle. It was close. Lapped riders played a little bit of a role. It kind of made it tougher for Dowd, but Carmichael definitely did what he had to do, made the pass for the lead, and held on.
Ricky Carmichael taking the victory, but John Dowd in second, Roncada third, Ramsey fourth, Perolio in fifth. And as we look at 6 through 10 in the 125 shootout result page, let's go down to Marty Reed.
Yeah, and these two guys are swapping stories about this great race. It lived up to everything that we build on it. What did you guys say to each other out on the track?
I just told him that he's a man and don't let anyone say just because he's old he's deteriorating. That's the hardest I've had to work in a Supercross race. I mean, I gave it all I had, and he was right there. I could have dated away with some of the mistakes, but I mean, this guy's a great rider. He's from the East Coast too, so don't let him fool you. The guy's unbelievable.
Johnny, you guys were running 52-second laps. That was quicker than the 250s. I mean, lap after lap after lap. What was the turning point for you?
Well, I saw that I got by him on the start there and all the hustle in the first turn, and I knew he was going to be going fast, so I was just trying to put my head down and charge, you know, as good as I could. I could see him behind me. He was kind of inching up on me. I think I maybe a little bit nervous, but you know, he rode an excellent race. He was just charging fast, and it was fun. At least I'm pretty happy that we stayed pretty close for the whole thing.
Pretty close? I mean, it was never more than a second and a half difference.
I know. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. I mean, if he'd have been in the East Coast, I'll tell you what, there'd have been some stinking good races because his endurance is, you know, one of the best. And 15 fast laps on Supercross track like me and him battling is just hard. It's different when you get out there out front, and you know, we're both riding tents, and
that takes a lot of it away.
Guys, at least we saved the best till last.
A new Suzuki standing chart to take a look at now. 125 career wins. McGrath, 1991 through 93. His first 125 victory was right here in Las Vegas on a Kawasaki. 13 career wins for McGrath, 12 for Swink, Wyndham, Huffman, and now Ricky Carmichael goes into a four-way tie for second place in career victories, only 2 away from Jeremy McGrath. Let's go back down to Marty.
Yeah, we've caught up with Stefan Roncada, and what was your perspective of that race? The start just didn't seem to go very well for you.
Yeah, the best side, but that happens, and it took me a long time to come back to the lead. I had a hard time to pass those guys, and by that time, those guys were gone. So, I mean, I was looking at them, but I couldn't catch them, and they were too far away. So, I guess I rode pretty good. I was as fast as them. I just did my race. And it's too bad I didn't have a good start, so I think I could have a fight for the win.
Congratulations on a great season, and now we head outdoors, guys.
Yeah.
Celebration begins here in Las Vegas for the 125 shootout. But can Jeremy McGrath make it win number 7 of the 98 season, or will Doug Henry continue the 4-stroke history-making process? The 250s are coming up next.
Hi, I'm here today to talk to you about 2 things: buying a quality used car and the Auto Spot in Leesburg. Now, why would you even consider buying a used car that didn't come with a warranty? That's like playing Russian roulette with your safety and your financial future as well. At the Auto Spot, we wouldn't even consider selling a used car that didn't come with a warranty, and you shouldn't buy one from someone who doesn't think like us. The Auto Spot, located directly behind Jerry's Ford in Leesburg, because if you need a car, you need to find the spot.
Virginians are a responsible bunch. We live, work, and even drive that way. And that's how we operate Southern Insurance, responsibly, so we can bring safe drivers like you prompt professional service and the security of knowing we're right here when you need us. There's an agent in your area who can show you all the benefits and competitive rates of Southern. So when you need insurance to protect your family cars, look for our name, Southern, the responsible insurance company serving Virginians for 60 years.
You know all those stories you hear about how good it was and how much fun we had and how young we all used to be, about how much it all mattered and how much we all cared and how no one has ever done it higher or faster or harder or better. All those stories you hear, they're all true.
A Suzuki Profile with rider Larry Ward.
If you would have asked me 8 years ago if I thought I'd win another race the next 8 years, I would have definitely thought I would have, but I didn't, and I'm really glad I could come back to Suzuki and get another win.
Larry Ward, looking at the checkers, Larry Ward! It was an emotional moment for Team Suzuki and Larry Ward in Tampa this year. A 12-year veteran, Ward hadn't won a Supercross since 1990.
The first one was so special. It was so emotional. I was in front of my home crowd. I was young. All my family was there. All my friends from high school were there. But this last win meant a lot to me. It's been a long time coming. I've been riding really good. To earn the factory ride back and then to go ahead and win a race again, it felt really, really good.
Tampa was the perfect thank you, Suzuki, for Larry Ward had done it the hard way. After 4 seasons with Team Suzuki, he was dropped from the factory team, only to become one of the few, if not the only rider, to get another chance with the same factory.
You know, when I lost my factory ride, there was some reasons why I should have. I wasn't riding very well. I wasn't as strong as I should have been, but the 4 or 5 years I didn't have a factory ride, I rode for some very competitive, good support teams and put in a lot of hard work, got a lot of good results, and Suzuki rewarded me with the factory ride again this year.
Dealing with rejection, Ward refused to give up. His second-place finish in the championship points race in 1995 was the highest finish for a non-factory rider in the history of Supercross.
I learned how to ride a little bit differently. I learned how to be able to ride a lot faster with half the energy. Plus, I got a lot stronger.
This year will mark the 8th time in 9 seasons Larry Ward will have finished in the top 10. Ward is anxious now for the National Outdoors.
I've learned how to ride that 250 pretty good. Last year I finished 4th, had a lot of podium finishes outdoor, and I can't wait to get to Suzuki on an outdoor track this year.
Art Ekman and David Bailey after that first heat. Boy, what a freight train. What excitement.
It was unbelievable, too. And to see Doug Henry come from behind like that, he's obviously found places to pass out there. He passed everybody, pulled away, and he's looking pretty psyched about riding that four-stroke here again, making it 2 for 2.
And in the second qualifying heat, Jeremy McGrath went out to prove something, even though he's got the title.
In the first lap. I mean, this is why this guy is the 5-time Supercross champion. In the first lap, not the best start, but all the way into the lead, taking advantage. He's always in the right place to take advantage of somebody else's mishap and then pulled away from there, setting the fast time.
As we take a look at the 250 Suzuki point standings, despite McGrath already being awarded the #1 championship plate, there are still a couple of meaningful points battles adding up to big bucks for this year's record-breaking points fund. Ward, for instance, has a shot at third. He needs a 7th or better with Lusk and Wyndham injured. LaRocco's capable of moving up the ladder if Ward falters. Pichon and Henry are separated by only 1 point for 6th place. Let's go down trackside now. Marty Reed, what about that track?
Well, David mentioned earlier about this staggered section right off of the starting line. But come on over here with me. You can see how staggered it is, but look at how this dark groove, this is actually down to black here, guys, and it is really getting chunky down in here. You sink down into this thing, it's pounding the suspension. Really tough going.
We were thinking on going into this race with lots of opportunity for riders who aren't accustomed to being there, David Bailey, but these two, you can't deny the fact that they're ready to take the lead.
Well, they really showed in their heat races by going out and in Henry's case, charging from behind and passing everybody and winning, having that big grin on his face. Didn't seem to take much out of him. He likes the track here in Vegas, and Jeremy, just that killer instinct, really, to go out there and just dominate. It really takes away from what I was thinking may happen here with some of the other guys missing, allowing guys like Michael Craig and perhaps Larry Ward and maybe even Brown, LaRocco, Lamson, some of those guys that sneak a win in here before the end of the seasons. Yeah.
And you got to think of Michael Craig because of this hard cement-like surface in Las Vegas. Tony Berluti, Pichon's mechanic, but you saw him go out of the shot. It's showtime. Go McGrath from the stands. He's popular here.
Now you got that four-stroke, that powerful four-stroke on the far inside gate. And, you know, to start right next to that thing, that's where Jeremy is. They got the inside spots. It's probably kind of tough to hear the engine revving on your own bike. Get a good start. See what happens.
Okay, we're set to go. The final round of 1998 is underway. And look at the pack. Pichon gets a pretty good jump through there. Number 16 has the lead with Henry in second.
Lamson's gone down with Button. Looks like Grayson Goodman and DeMint caught that pile up. But a good opportunity for Pichon, who was quick in the practice yesterday.
Michael Craig in third. McGrath is in fifth.
Don't forget
Mike Jones is between them.
Yeah, Pichon is an excellent hard-pack rider, but here comes Doug.
Henry to the inside. Pichon tries to come back, but Henry goes right through the ropes.
Replay the start. Watch Lamson gets all sideways, locks bars with somebody, has no chance of saving it, goes down. It's just a domino effect right there.
Well, we've got 4 outstanding hard-pack riders. 1, 2, 3, 4 as Jeremy battles to get into third. It is Henry out in front. Pichon in second. Craig in third. McGrath in fourth.
Great start for Jones, who sits right behind McGrath right now. I'll bet you he can't remember the last time, if ever, he was sitting behind McGrath in a main event.
And Ward is behind him. There you go. Henry in the lead, number 19. Looks like they're skating on ice on that blue surface.
They are. 52.1, fastest of the night. So these guys have stepped it up. The track is better.
Pichon looking good in those whoops. Henry on the smooth throttle of that four-stroke.
Oh, what Pichon's doing is, because Henry's taking the inside, he's going wide, getting a run at it.
On this hard pack, David Bailey, you've got to really finesse things, don't you?
Well, I always like the hard pack because it takes throttle control. You can't just come out of the corner and just nail it wide open. You got to feed the clutch. You got to feather the throttle a little bit to get that power to hook up. If you just gas it wide open, you could slide out, or too much wheel spin, you're not going forward. That's what's so good about the four-stroke. We found out here last year. And all 3 of those guys sit behind Doug right now are excellent for throttle control.
There's Lamson talking with Dan Bentley, and he is out of the race. Mike Brown is right next to him.
Yeah, my fear about this for Steve is that he's had a few good races here in the last few weeks. McGrath moving up.
Jeremy McGrath Cuts inside. He's got it. In front of Michael Craig.
Yeah, going back to Lamson, no, Art, just when you seem to be putting things together heading into the outdoor season, this could really put a damper on next week.
Now, how difficult is it for Jeremy McGrath to try to catch up with that four-stroke? Because the broader power band gives him that smooth acceleration.
I don't think it's going to be tough for Jeremy to catch him. First, he's got to get around Pichon and hope that Doug isn't gone. That's number one. If he can do it, number two, catching him won't be too big of a deal, but passing him is a whole other story because Doug is tough to pass here. And most of the lines he's got are on the inside, so he's going to have to go wide.
Let's go down to Marty. He's with Lammy.
Yeah, Steve, it looks like your left wrist or fingers.
Yeah, it's actually my index finger here. It's kind of, I don't know, I think I just jammed it. I hope it's all right, though. But I couldn't use my clutch very good, so hope it's all right.
Sorry to see you out.
McGrath is only 3 seconds off the lead of Henry, but McGrath there having a little problem getting around Pichon.
Now, McGrath's got better lines here and there, but because of the line Pichon's using, it's not really working in Jeremy's favor, but he's good at adjusting, and I'm sure that when he recognizes that Doug has not pulled away to a lead that he can't catch. As long as he keeps him in contact, he'll figure out what he's got to do to get around Pichon. Be patient. And Craig is still there.
Craig is coming up in fourth. There you see Pichon in second. That's McGrath. And the Chaparral Yamaha, and that's Craig bouncing through our picture. But our leader is Doug Henry.
That time, Craig McGrath getting on the brakes, turning tight, get through that loop section on the inside. Smart. Now, Pichon, timing is starting to get him, put pressure on the leader right now. Has sort of left McGrath for the moment.
No one has 2 victories in Las Vegas.
Before we break away, let's take a look at the Dunlop trivia question. The last time Yamaha won a Supercross championship before this season was in 1980. Who was the rider? The answer when we return.
A crowd of two-wheeled enthusiasts gathers at the Honda factory in Marysville, Ohio.
Today, we are proud to introduce to you the Honda Shadow Aero.
The bike's a real hit with the crowd. The Aero sports the latest in streamlined design with an exhaust pipe right out of the pages of science fiction. Here's Miss Aero showing off the bike's dazzling colors. The Honda Aero is available today, and what's the verdict in Marysville? There you have it, and it's full speed ahead for the bike up tomorrow.
If I look happy, it's because I've got a super night's sleep in my Craftmatic Monaco adjustable bed. I'm also delighted because of the free TV I received. You can get a free 25-inch color TV with the purchase of any Monaco adjustable bed, too. Just call toll-free to receive this free TV certificate by mail. Call to have your free 25-inch color TV certificate and complete details about Monaco mailed to you right away.
Call toll-free 1-800-344-8300.
Hi, my name is Rick, but everybody calls me The Rick, and this is my room. I got some pretty cool sports stuff around here. I got cards everywhere. There's a card of John Stockton. Lives in Utah. I haven't been there, but it's pretty cold. But you can stick the 3. And I, on occasion, have been known to stick the 3. I got a place out in my backyard, and I got the new distance and everything.
Welcome back. The answer to the Dunlop trivia question, who was the last rider before Jeremy McGrath to win a Supercross title on a Yamaha? It was Mike Bell. Bell, one of 3 Yamahas in the top 10 that year.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. Our 250 main event is underway. If you tuned in late and missed the 125 shootout, it was Ricky Carmichael victorious. But right now, Doug Henry on the 4-stroke. After the win last year in Las Vegas, the very first in 4-stroke history, or in Supercross history, I should say, is trying to hold off Jeremy McGrath and Mikel Pichon. Pichon, McGrath, Pichon still with the edge.
Well, you know, I've said before that I haven't seen McGrath win that many races that were real close. This is close. He's got a chance. Look at that.
Oh, give me some Vaseline. I'm coming through, baby.
That was unbelievable. Pichon is, I think he's got to be going, where was the room there?
Pichon protecting the line, beautiful.
Yeah, he was on the inside. Now Doug, he could hear that crowd react. He knows what's going on. That 4-stroke is so loud. Jeremy said last week he couldn't hear his bike. Here's the look Jeremy coming down that double.
That was a gamble.
Yeah, it was. It paid off, though.
If Pichon would have gotten there a little quicker, he'd have landed on it. It's the battle for the lead underway. The crowd is on their feet here in Las Vegas. 40,000 strong.
They're getting excited because McGrath went to the inside right before the whoop section there. Let's look at McGrath tripling that. Making up some more time. Like I said, catching Doug, I know Jeremy's got the speed and the ability to do it, but to pass him is a whole nother deal. And what he can do is keep that pressure on, keep the crowd in this, and force Doug into a mistake.
Henry very steady. Remember, he led to, what, 18 laps in one race, only to falter at the end.
And you can hear that thing. It's about all you can hear when you get that close to that four-stroke. But Jeremy got plenty of practice at it last week in Dallas, so I know he knows what. Here he goes again to the inside.
Look at the power, though. And he likes that right line on the whoop section, up high.
Yeah, Doug. And the only problem is with Jeremy sneaking up that inside like that, both of them going for the triple here, so he won't be able to make the pass through that section. But if Jeremy keeps taking that inside and Doug makes one mistake, hits one wrong bump, loses the momentum, then Jeremy will have that pass made through the whoop.
Henry with 4 250 wins in Supercross in his career. Is looking for his first win this year. He's had third places in Seattle, Pontiac, and Texas, 2 of the last 3 races. He's got his hands full with the champion right on his tail.
And that sweeper through the mechanics area right there is just like riding on a street. It's just knobs, rubber laid down.
5:0.6.
Their lap times have come down a couple seconds now. These guys they mean business.
McGrath trying to get close enough to block past Henry, but wasn't quite close enough that time.
Doug is a fighter. It's the last race of the season, not that many laps to go for the entire year in terms of Supercross, and he's not going to give it to Jeremy.
2 Yamahas up front. Pichon, Team Suzuki in third. Craig still in fourth with Ward in fifth. Gonzalez, who's moved up to sixth. Oh, McGrath. He's taking the breath of these fans away.
And that's what I like about Jeremy, is the fact that he can make a little change like that the last minute and think, I'll take the inside right here real quick, see what happens, and still make the triple. Most of the guys you've seen taking the inside right there, they get fouled up in the timing before it, and they don't have the run at it. And that time, Doug covering that inside line.
Plus the lapper on the outside line. McGrath really couldn't get any speed up high on the outside. Let's go to Marty.
Guys, one of the things I'm noticing down here in the 2 corners that I can see, it looks like the 4-stroke comes off the corners better with less wheel spin. And I don't know if it's because of the bike, because of the hard pack, or Doug Henry has just got this thing grooved.
It's a combination of all 3, I believe. He did good here last year. He likes the hard pack. That bike does hook up a little bit better, and Doug has excellent throttle control.
We're at the halfway point. 2 Yamahas up front. Yamaha's the only factory to make every podium this year. They have 9 wins, 3 different riders winning. If Henry wins, that would be a 4th rider on a Yamaha. And that hasn't happened in the history of Supercross.
Been a good season for the blue guys. Jeremy with his blue hair closing in. Lappers will definitely perfect this race.
LaRocco number 5, 19, about ready to lap Mike LaRocco.
Pichon and Craig, I really thought that actually a couple laps ago that they were out of it, but they are pretty close still.
3rd and 4th, Pichon and Craig with Ward not too far back. McGrath gives a little flick. And here comes Henry. Oh, he hooks up on that flat track style, but McGrath into the triple. Even talking to his good friend. Look out for the lappers.
Jeremy looking over like, is this fun or what? I gotta have it.
Here comes Henry to the outside. McGrath's got the edge in the turn, and Henry goes down on the contact. LaRocco looks down at him, and McGrath is our new leader.
Oh, Henry's got to be.
And it takes forever, but he's got a good technique. At least that 4-stroke has already started and back on the track. But
I told you he'd fight, but I just didn't have any idea he'd go down like that. I said lappers would affect the race. I was right there, definitely. I don't think Mike anticipated what was going on. He was trying to stay out of the way, but it didn't work. And McGrath is so smart to have made that pass. Look at Doug, comes back in on the outside. It was working perfect. He made a great move, but Larocco was just in the way.
As we move back to our leader, Jeremy McGrath. McGrath just battling as hard and as heavy as Doug Henry. Goes through the whoops on the outside now, unmolested from any type of lapping obstacle.
Here's what the danger is, though, for Jeremy. He used up some energy. I can't believe it. He's got to be in excellent shape to not be tired right now. I know he's feeling it a little bit. When you get in a battle like that, it just takes a little bit extra out of you. That's what Carmichael said after the 125 main, battling with Dowd, and Pichon's not that far behind, so if McGrath backs it off a little too much, he could be in jeopardy of getting passed by Mikkel.
Mikkel is 5 seconds in back of number 2. Pichon, Craig, Henry, Ward, Gonzalez, Button, and Waugh are top 8. Okay, let's go back to Marty.
Yeah, we had to get the other half of the men in blue hair, and wow, what a battle they had going on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, coming into this race, Henry won it last year. We knew he was going to be strong. We just came here, wanted to win this race. Yeah, I wrapped up the championship last week, but we didn't win the race, so he wants to go out on top. So.
51-second laps, he's flying.
Yeah, and they haven't ran that all night, so I know they were going really good right then.
He's got to get back to work, guys. Love that hair.
Yeah, the blue sunglasses to match.
That is the bluest hair I've ever seen. His
is a little bit better dye job, don't you think, the Jeremy guy?
So. I saw Jeremy last night.
He had blonde hair last night.
Yeah, Cirque du Soleil. I mean, what these guys do is pretty much the equivalent of what I saw out there. Just the amazing balance of what these guys are able to do in traffic over these jumps. It's really fun to watch when they get in a battle like that. You know, when Jeremy and Doug were side by side over that triple, they had to be grinning at each other going, this is good. It's too bad it had to end the way it did. Looks like as he comes out of that corner, he can glance over to the other side of the racetrack, see Pichon coming the other way, and he knows as long as that stays about the same, he can continue to run this comfortable pace. I don't think Pichon's fitness is good enough to let him close on McGrath. He'd have to be riding a lot better. I don't think that's going to happen here tonight.
If McGrath could hold on to this lead, he would win the championship then in the final tally for the history books by 51 points over Ezra Lusk. Lusk, incidentally, is feeling better. He's going to be ready for the outdoor season. Wyndham is just hopeful that he can ride at Glen Helen to open up the outdoors.
Usually this guy on my left is in 4 wheels, not 2. Paul Tracy from Team Cool Green, big motorcycle fan.
No, big motorcycle fan. It's now my home state. Now I just moved here actually yesterday, so a little bit of a busy weekend, but with the race here, I couldn't miss it.
You own a bike, don't you?
Yeah, I got a KX250, you know, so it's I like to go riding. Not during the season though. I can't get in any trouble.
Do we ever get you flying through these jumps?
No, I'm gonna stick to. I flew at Long Beach on 4 wheels, so I'm gonna stick to 4 wheels because I can fly those pretty good sometimes. But I'll stick to what I'm doing.
Hey, good luck at the rest of the season. Good talking to you again.
Thank you.
McGrath over the triple, heading into the whoop section. A little bit of a nosedive. No big deal. Takes it in stride. Stays on the tops of those whoops. Guys, I mean, there was some doubt after last season and came out. Heck, I had some. I picked him, I think, 3rd to come in this year, and I just didn't think that he'd be able to get around Emig with the role Emig had and go into a privateer team like Chaparral. And boy, has he proven everybody that that's a great team, and he is a sensational rider.
Larocco and Pichon. There's Pichon 16 to the inside, making the pass. Pichon in 2nd, Craig in 3rd, and Henry now is in 4th.
A ways back, though. The lead has shrunk, but I think that Jeremy is being a little bit cautious right now, deciding to take those amazingly fast lap times up just a little bit to a pace that he can maintain.
3.6, and Pichon cases it. Good shot by the cameraman.
What a shot. His hand came off the handlebar. That's scary. Ouch. When you come up short like that, the first thing I think about is wrists.
Yep, and he's already got a sore wrist. It's a sore casing it in Dallas, and it was one he broke several years ago. Craig is right on his heels.
That's going to be tough for him. And here's another look. Watch when he comes. You can tell right here something's wrong. He pulls the back end down just to get the front end over it. Boy, what a save.
Pichon looking for his best finish of the year. As we go back to our leader, Jeremy McGrath, he has 3 fourth-place finishes. So Pichon still holding on to second with Craig in third. This would be Craig's second third-place finish of the year should he finish up at the checkers.
Boy, what a different scene this is this year for Jeremy. Last year trying to just hope something would happen to Emig so he could win that title. It didn't. Emig did what he had to do to clinch it. Jeremy just riding around. I forget what he got. It doesn't really matter at this point. But here, totally different deal. Already wrapped it up. Going to add another win.
Jeremy, yeah, excuse me, David. Jeremy continued to keep his string alive of when he gets a points lead, he has never lost it.
That's a pretty strong stat. You know,
it really
when
is.
You're racing with guys, you line up on the starting line and they're looking at you going, geez, how the heck am I going to?
With 5 races to go in the year, David, that was his biggest lead of 59 points. That was Minnesota. Then he lost 30 points in 3 races. And there was a shadow of doubt that creeped in, which was good for the sport. But Jeremy said he felt an awful lot of pressure at that time.
It was a lot, but he answered it. And you know what happened is to see what happened to Kevin Windham and to Lusk and their injuries this year. Yeah, there's people that are saying, and so have I, that at times they were faster than Jeremy. Well, you don't win 5 Supercross championships because you're fast. You know, you may get hurt 5 times because you're fast. Jeremy knows when to pick his spots.
We've got a battle going on right here. The white flag is out, but Henry is really charging on Craig. Craig number 13, Henry to the inside. Henry wants that podium. Craig boxing him out, protecting the line. But look at Henry. Oh, my goodness, what a move by Henry. So, yeah, you blocked me out, but you got to contend with me coming out of this thing. Henry moves into third. He's back on the podium. And Pichon is not that far away as we're on the leader on the final lap of the 250 season.
Doug can thank Jeremy for that pass. That's where he got him. That's what he used to make his move. And he's still close to Pichon.
Jeremy McGrath, number 2, the first rider ever to win the Supercross titles on 2 different brands. You talk about versatility. No one has been able to do that before. The checkers for the champion. As he goes out a winner, the fireworks go off. And Mikel Pichon finishing up with one of his finest performances of the year. The celebration of a champion. Jeremy McGrath, his 7th win of the season. Career win number 52. And the 10th win for a Yamaha on the season, the most in 1 year since 1980, when they had 17 races and Yamaha was on top of the podium 12 times. So the party has started early here in Las Vegas, David Bailey.
It's going to be a big one. I don't think anybody's going to get sleep tonight. I know Jeremy won't. He's going to be up celebrating this, savoring it. Never been done. It may never be done again. Great ride for Pichon, too. Hanging on after that gruesome landing.
McGrath opening up a new era. As the first independent team, Dave Dameron, the owner of Chaparral, congratulating Jeremy McGrath because McGrath has put his independent team on the map. We'll be right back with the words from the champion in a moment.
If you didn't get one of the cruisers on your left, then you didn't get the accessories on your right. Lucky for you, you have more time to get one of the bikes on your left and the accessories on your right. Bikes, accessories. Suzuki Fest 98 has been extended. It's now Cruise Don't Lose days till May 31st. Hurry in and get your choice of $500 worth of accessories free and great deals like 0 down or low APR financing on selected models. So march right in, lad.
Relive the greatest moments of the Nagano Olympics. 70 minutes of breathtaking action with no commercial interruptions. Call 1-800-233-0500 and order the official Olympic highlight video. jam-packed with excitement, drama, and extreme thrills. It's all here. The Herminator and Peekaboo, the Dominator and the U.S. Women's Hockey Team, and of course, Michelle Kwan and Tara Lipinski. Just $14.95 plus $4.50 shipping. Call 1-800-233-0500 and order this must-have collector's video. It'll give you chills.
Then wait! Wait!
AMA Supercross has been brought to you by Honda Motorcycles, the leader in on and off-road fun. Honda, come ride with us. And by Suzuki Motorcycles and ATVs. Now during Suzuki Fest 98, get $500 worth of accessories for free and choose from great deals like zero down or low APR financing on selected models. As we take a look at the top 10 results, Jeremy McGrath, of course, Pashone, Henry, Craig, Button, Ward, Gonzalez, Larocco, Waugh, Antonez, I believe, from our count, making it into the top 10 in his first 250 race. Let's hurry down to the podium, though, with the champion and one of our champions, Marty Reed.
Yes, the celebration has begun, and what a battle between you and Doug Henry.
Well, the track was pretty hard to pass on tonight, you know. I got kind of a little bit of a late jump and kind of took my time. I felt good in my heat race and started picking guys off little by little.
Well, let's talk about this season. Let's recap it. Everybody at the beginning, the guys were talking about, they admitted they did not pick you to win the championship. A lot of people didn't. You proved everybody wrong.
Well, that's the sweetest thing about this championship, you know. There was a lot of people that wrote me off, and I just proved them wrong, you know. It seems like a little bit in this sport is the fans are kind of fickle. Everyone's fickle, and you can never do enough. So I'm proud of myself, and Chaparral, Yamaha, 800 Collect, and Mazda did a great job with me this year, and I'm proud to be #1 again.
Guys, it's on to the outdoor season, and boy, the final point total, he's still king of the hill 5 times.
By 51 points, of course, I'm no great mathematician, believe me, but just scribbling it out. McGrath by 51 over Lusk, still in second place. Ward by the finish that he had in 6th place. He needed a 7th, actually, just to move in front of Wyndham. So Larry Ward, a good move for Team Suzuki, and Larry Ward moving into 3rd in the point standings. Larocco in 5th place. You got Pashone, you got Henry, Button, Craig moving up to 9th from 10th place with the Idle Hughes. Let's go back to Marty.
I got to admit, guys, the pre-race pick down here from this guy was this guy right here, and you had it hooked for a while. And then, but you know, you could have tanked it after going down, but you came back to pick up the podium.
Yeah, I just kind of ran into a lapper over there, and Jeremy and I were really close. We kind of banged up a little bit, and I just ended up getting the worst end of it. But you know, we had a good time out there. You know, Jeremy and I, you know, I think we were kind of going to go head-to-head out here. We both felt that we were the 2 fastest guys, and you know, I just wanted to try to be one up on him, but you know, this year he got one up on me, actually 2.
Talk about when he was looking at you. You guys are flying like 60 feet in the middle of the air. Are you guys making faces at each other?
No, we actually just wished each other good luck before the race, and you know, it's just an opportunity where we're both side by side, and I don't know, we were just having a lot of fun out there. It was a good race. I hope the fans enjoyed it.
Well, we're going to move right over here. Mikkel, come on in here real quick. We'll switch places here. 2nd place. First off, you had the injured wrist before today's race. You cased it. How hard did you hit the wrist?
Well, actually, my wrist was bothering me a little bit during the race, but I made a big mistake before that triple. And when I saw me in the air, I thought we'd crash, you know, for sure. I said, it's over. And with only 2 laps to go, I said, man, what do you do? And then actually, I put my arms a bit back, and I cast everything with my legs. I hurt my ankles a little bit, but not bad enough to not finish the race. I could finish the race pretty good, but my ankles are hurting pretty bad right now.
It's a great way to finish the Supercross season, though. Your best finish, 2nd.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been trying the whole year to get a podium and finish the year like that with a 2nd place. I mean, it's not a 3rd or a 1st, but 2nd. It's behind Jeremy. I was pretty close to him, and usually I'm not too good on hard tracks, and I'm so happy. I want to thank Suzuki. They gave me a great bike. I got so many all shots this year. I never had the opportunity to get such a good all shot the past year. I mean, last year on the 250. And I think I have a good confidence, and I'm feeling very good. I want to thank also Tony Bellucci, my mechanic.
Last question. Do you want to stand here and talk to me more, or do you want to turn around and talk to these two showgirls?
I think I'm going to turn around.
See? Chopped liver, guys. I know my place.
Okay, Marty. Well, let's go on the record right now. Neither one of us, Art Ekman or David Bailey, wrote off Jeremy McGrath. We didn't write him off. No. It was just my belief, and I think a lot of people thought that Emig was going to be more of a factor during the season. But the emergence of Ezra Lusk and Kevin Windham means the future of Supercross is very, very bright, and will give McGrath all he can handle next year.
I think so, but you know, when you look at how things played out, Emig parked behind McGrath for a couple of years, 3 years really, in second place. And every time he exited the racetrack, there was Jeremy again standing on the podium, and it had to just kill him, but eventually he worked through that until he finally defeated him. And although Lusk and Windham really impressed me, especially Windham, I knew Lusk could do it, winning 2 of the Supercross last year. Windham just jumping in there in his first year and having the results he had. He'll be there, but can anybody knock McGrath off? I don't know. I think it's going to take those guys a while, just like it took Emig.
A lot of hard work put in developing the 4-stroke machine, and it's a lot of hard work to adjusting after being so many years on a 2-stroke. Doug Henry is finally, really getting it tuned in as far as the finesse is concerned, and it might be a good combination next year.
Well, it's proved to be a good combination in the past couple of weeks, and I think that there's going to come a time when it's not just a hard, slick racetrack where that bike's going to perform. Doug is a fighter, as we saw tonight, and as long as they continue to make improvements on that bike, he's going to continue to be a threat on it.
And I think everyone is going to be interested as Ricky Carmichael, who won the #1 plate for the first time in the 125 East, just dominating the first undefeated season for a 125 rider, advances at least part-time to the 250 ranks. He'll come back to defend that #1 plate, David, but it's going to be fascinating to see him run the opposite division 250 races.
I can't wait for that. We were thinking we might get a preview of that last weekend in Dallas, but I think he was smart. I mean, I said in shows this year, I'm going, I don't understand why he wouldn't go out there and ride a 250, but I talked with Mitch Payton, and he said, it really doesn't make sense. Contracts are being talked about right now, and if he went out there and made a mistake, that could really hurt his chances for a good contract. And he's going to move up the ladder the same way Ezra Lusk did and Kevin Windham, and it's worked for them.
One of the highlights this season, I think, too, on the ESPN2 telecast especially, was the tight race in the 125 West, because you had that French invasion. David Villemin looks like he might be a factor in the future, a definite factor in the future. And Dowdy battling it out back and forth. It made for great drama.
It was good, and I really... Of course, I'm impressed with Villemin, his ability to get through the whoops, the way that his timing through there, and I think the other riders started to learn from that towards the end of the season. But Dowd's ability to see that he was maybe going to lose that title and then respond and come back in San Diego in that great battle, which I think just gave him, I think that was a turning point for him. And then from there on out, he's surprised me each week, and then winning a 250. Now he's on cloud 9, and with all that momentum, it's a good time for the Nationals to start.
That was a heart thumper. Marty Reed, your final thoughts.
Well, I think what we've learned is that our past is also our future. The past being Jeremy McGrath, a 4-time champion. Our future is his 5th. And we also get a peek at the future in the likes of young Ricky Carmichael, who puts on a great battle with the old veteran of John Dowd. What happens to Dowd next year in Supercross? Who knows? I got a feeling he'll come back. And we all know what's going to happen with Ricky Carmichael. He is the next Jeremy McGrath. It is going to be one of those years that we're going to wait impatiently for. And I know from this perspective down here, when they're flying way up there, 60 feet out, 30 feet straight up, it sends goosebumps through my spine and through every capacity crowd that we've played to all season long.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Thanks, Tony.
Said in true wakeboard style. Darren Shapiro starts off 1998 with 10G in the bank and a big air finish here in Orlando, Florida. Bonifay you see in 6th, Randy Harris and some other names on the up-and-coming list in our top 10. $5,000 to Sean Murray, our 2nd place winner, with a great effort today. For Tony Finn, I'm Doug Dunbar. We'll say so long from SeaWorld in Orlando. Accommodations provided by the Sheraton World Resort Orlando. For reservations, call 1-800-325-3535.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Red Bud Track and Trail in Buchanan, Michigan for round number 6 of the AMA motocross season. Both the 125s and 250s to entertain us today. Art Ekman along with David Bailey and Davey Coombs to bring you the action. The 125 riders are down near the gate right now. You see Casey Johnson there surveying his starting area. John Dowd leading by a single point over Ricky Carmichael in this 125 points race. And of course, Mike Brown really helped things out last week.
Well, the last round he finished between Carmichael. There he is right there. You can see the concentration. It shoved Dowd back a spot in each moto, so it helped Carmichael gain all those points back he lost in Southwick.
Carmichael with a 15-point advantage going into Southwick, came out of it down by 13 points. And here you see the main reason. The mechanical in the first